Good morning, fourth graders. This is Mr. Childs. You might remember me as your fourth grade teacher. I know you haven't seen me in a while, but here I am, and I have another cool video for you today on our live stream of learning. Hold on. It's not actually live. It's a video, a YouTube video. So that's false advertisement on my part. Maybe I'll go live one day. We'll see. So today we are going to do some learning about the basics of fractions. Now, fractions are things we started learning about before we shifted to distance learning. So I wanted to do a quick refresher so that we all kind of had the same idea of where we are. So first things first, what is a fraction? A fraction could be considered an equal part of a whole thing. And that thing could be a cake, it could be a pizza, a pie, a shape like a square, a rectangle. In this case, in our example, I have drawn for us a beautiful, perfect square. And that is going to represent our whole object. Now we have one whole square, and I decided to cut it right down the middle, in half. In doing so, I have divided the square into two equal parts. Now I know they don't look equal, and that's because I'm not very good at drawing straight lines. You're going to have to forgive me. So we have our two equal parts, and when we have two equal parts, we put 2 on the bottom of the fraction. We will get to what that's called in a minute, because you have 2 total pieces. But up here, you only have one of those pieces, and down here, you have the other piece. When you put them together, you take the 1/2 from the top and the 1/2 from the bottom, and you add them up. You end up with 2 halves, or 2/2. And that is equal to 1 whole. Think about it this way. You have half of your square, and you have the other half of your square. When you put them together, you get the entire square, 1 whole square. So that's the basic idea of a fraction. Now, we're going to talk about what each part of a fraction really stands for. Now, here we have another beautifully drawn square that we have split into 2 equal parts. And one side has been shaded blue. That's the side that we will be counting with this fraction. So we have 1/2. And what does each number in the fraction mean? Well, each number has a name, and we will talk about what the names mean right now. So let's start with the number on the bottom. In our case, the number on the bottom is 2. Why? Why is it 2? Well, our square has 2 equal parts, part number 1 and part number 2. The number on the bottom of your fraction is going to be the total number of equal pieces you have in your whole. And that number is called the denominator. Oh, you can't see. My face is in the way. There we go. The denominator. Now the number on top. That number is called the numerator. And now the numerator is the number of parts that we are counting or that we're dealing with. In the case of this shape, we are only counting one of the 2 pieces. That's the one that's shaded in. So that's why this fraction represents the shaded in area of this shape. It is 1 out of the 2 equal parts, or 1/2. So let's go to the definitions of these names here. Your denominator is the total number of equal parts. Wow, that is the worst parts I've ever seen. PA. Not much better. The total number of equal parts. And the numerator is the number of equal parts you are counting. Wow, I really need to work on my handwriting. Anyway, this is the important stuff to know when you're talking about the pieces of a fraction. Now, the one thing I haven't mentioned is that little line in between. Oh, wow. That is the third part of the fraction. Now, the purpose of that line is to separate the top number, the numerator, from the bottom number, the denominator. Now, I looked it up because I was curious. The name of the line that separates your numerator from your denominator is called the vinculum. And 100% you do not need to know this, but I think it's cool, so I'm going to write it down. It's called the vinculum. And that's the same name for example, an addition problem. Come on. There we go. 2. That line below addition problem or multiplication, subtraction, is called the vinculum. The vinculum. Wow, I learned that today. Okay, back on task. So now, my class, we know a little bit more about how fractions are put together and where those numbers come from. For this next part of the video, I'd like to make things a little bit more interesting. So here we go. We will be learning fractions in Minecraft. Whoa, is Mr. Childs playing Minecraft right now? Yes, children. Mr. Childs is playing Minecraft. Hello, pig. Look at all these. Oh, an egg. Nice. Okay. Back to business. Here we go. We're going to be learning a little bit about fractions using Minecraft blocks. Now, Minecraft blocks are pretty cool because every time you set one down, you're setting down a block that is the same size as the last block you set down, making it super useful for fractions. Now here, I have a square that I made. You can see it a little easier from this side. This square is made up of 4 parts. So, going back to what we were talking about before, the denominator for this square, if we wanted to talk about how many equal parts it has, the denominator would be 4. Just like this. Now you'll notice this fraction bar, or vinculum, is sideways. Sometimes you will see fractions represented this way. The bar can be sideways. It's usually up and down, but sometimes it's sideways. So here, you see that our square is separated into 4 equal parts. Each of them is the same size. This one's 1/4. This one measures 1/4. This one also equals 1/4. And this one is also 1/4 of the square. Now here's the question that I pose. What fraction of this square is purple? I wonder what the answer is. If you said 1/4, like, duh, Mr. Childs, this is 1/4, you're absolutely right. One of the 4 pieces is purple, meaning that 1/4 of this square is purple. Now, if I asked what fraction of this square is orange, you guys should be able to say, look at this. There's 1/4, there's 2/4, 1, 2, and there's 3/4, 1, 2, 3. So 3/4 of this square is orange. And if you add them all up, you have 1, 2, 3, 4/4, just like it says here, 4/4, which is equal to 1 whole square. What fractions? Check it out. Minecraft has a lot of fractions. Like, for example, these rectangles. 1/6 of this rectangle is orange because there are 6 pieces overall, meaning that our denominator should be 6 and our numerator is 1. If you move over here, you have the same size rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. And 2 of them are orange. So the fraction of orange pieces of our rectangle should be 2/6, or 2/6. That's hard to say, I know. Hello, little slime. Little slime likes to learn math. Goodbye, little slime. Okay, the next one. This is where you'll notice a super cool pattern. 3 out of 6 of these blocks are orange. What you may also notice if you are observing very well, half of this rectangle is orange, wouldn't you say? Which means that 3/6 must equal 1/2. What? That is one of the cool patterns and connections of fractions. There are fractions with different names that are equal to each other. So in this case, 3/6 equals 1/2. Crazy stuff. Okay, I'm going to do some running around in Minecraft. Look at all these slimes. Now, a Minecraft video would not be complete without at least a few explosions. Whoa. Didn't mean to do that. I'm going to plug that hole up. Gotta cover this up so no one knows. Just like nothing happened. Okay. Where'd the math go? Uh-oh, I think I got lost. There's the math. Okay, that's enough. That's enough math for the day. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, like, subscribe, and until next time, if you have any questions for me, send me an email, send me a message on Google Classroom, comment on some of those assignments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.